The character of Faust has been one of the most interesting characters I've ever come across. He is a struggle on himself, and I think he represents the human condition of wanting more, the desires of wanting more pleasure, more power. And so the character himself on stage or in the story itself, is that he's unfulfilled and he doesn't know what he wants. He just wants more of something, and he seeks fulfillment. When I first discovered Faust, I thought he was a very loving person, because I discovered it through Salut de Mer, and it's such a beautiful aria that he's singing about. But then as I've done the role and as I've learned and read more into the character himself, it's a real shame, because it's his selfish desires ultimately lead to the fall of everyone else. And I think that a lot of us can speak to that. I think there's a big connection to that if we seek something that we want and leave everyone else unchecked, we ultimately could hurt other people. Marguerite's character is very unique because I feel like, to me, she represents the human moral, the innocence and the purity of untainted influence, And ultimately for her, towards the end, when she falls in love with Faust, or Faust seduces her in some way, it goes to show that the price of temptation, the price of that love, and then she has to balance her innocence against her moral guilt. I think that's why people connect with Marguerite a lot, not because they feel sorry for her, but because she represents human innocence, where I represent human desires. And so everyone wants to be me, but they see her and they see the reflection of themselves and think, no, actually she's the person we need to be. What I love about Gounod's writing, both in Romeo and for Faust, is that if you look carefully at his music, he doesn't make it heroic. It's not a high C, ceux, revient la présent, because that changes the idea of Faust. He becomes a heroic person instead of a sentimental person. He writes so beautifully for the voice, because just when the voice needs it, when the voice wants to explain or portray some sort of strong emotion, he adds a high note to it. Se devine la présence. It's not supposed to be sung heavily. It's supposed to be sung very sentimental. And I love that he loves that part of the voice, the softness of the voice, as opposed to the contrasting, loud, forte part of the voice. I love music that really speaks and really takes you on a journey, both harmonically and vocally. And he does it so well in this. In the beginning, it starts very ominous and in this idea of, I don't know what chord we're going to move to. And then when Faust starts singing, it's very unrelated. He comes in and saying, and that reflects his mindset. He's like, I don't know what I want. Until, of course, he jumps in with his anger and he says, Mais c'est Dieu, que peut-il pour moi? He's a master at putting the vocal lines reflecting the emotions big time. Every time Mephistopheles sings, it's always very creepy music. Of course, he says, Vous qui faites l'endormir. It's just creepy, uneasy music. Le vent d'or. It's uneasy. Whenever Marguerite sings, it's always major and it's always happiness feeling, because it represents her soul. I think this is why it was so successful. It's probably his most successful work, Faust. And he put everything in it. And funny that all the stuff that followed it, his Messe Solennelle, his Romeo Juliet, all have elements of Faust in it. Salut de mer, chasse de Salut de mer, chasse de In Gounod's writing, what makes it so interesting, and for French writing in general, is that you have the emphasis on the voice, but the music moves as well. It's completely independent. And I think this is the bridge between romantic music and merismo kind of music, is that it moves with you. It's not just an accompaniment, it's a life on its own as well. You could stop singing and you would enjoy the opera. It's exactly, I feel like that for French music. The differences I find in the two styles is that when I sing Italian music, again, the emphasis is on the voice and how you can produce the most beautiful sound. So I'm not saying that the emotion is now out of the window, but I think the voice takes precedent. So you could be sad, you could be angry, but if the voice is beautiful, it's okay. It just needs to be beautiful singing. And I admire that in some sense. The French singing, however, is you have to understand what you're saying. You have to understand your character. The French are very moved by the emotion of a person on stage. Now, it's not to say they don't care about the voice. No, they would love for you to have the voice. But the French composition of the music shows you all the colors of the voice. And I think that gives you the entire spectrum of someone, because it gives you the fragility of the sound, the power of the voice, and it gives you all the whole thing so that you can explore the entire character and the entire voice. I realized how much this production relates to the people today. Just by seeing it, the fact that you could be living FAUST right now. You could be standing there. You don't have to see the devil, but you're having an inner battle with good and evil, and you don't know where your morals lie. What do you want? In today's age, in the quest to become more rich on social media, you want to be more loved, you want to have likes, you want to have more subscribers. You know, we're in this era that everybody wants more or can have more so easily, that FAUST now seems so relatable. I think that's the idea of Goethe's FAUST, was to explore the human condition, was to explore human ambition, temptation, and to show that the only way really to proper salvation is through humility, inner strength, and faith.